Welcome to our channel, Stoic Attitudes. Here, the journey of personal development gains a new perspective. If you are looking for growth, achievement, and success in all areas of your life, you are in the right place. Each week, we bring you powerful insights, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you be the best version of yourself. From improving personal relationships to mastering confidence and attitude, we have everything you need to transform challenges into opportunities and achieve your most ambitious goals. Get ready to dive into content that will move your mind and heart with innovative approaches and tips that really work. And don't forget, if you like what you see and want to stay up to date with everything we have to offer, give it a smart like and subscribe to the channel. Your support is essential for us to continue bringing the best to you. Join us on this journey and transform your life with quality content. Let's do this together. Tip 1. Love your enemies, as they are the first to point out your flaws. Admitting your failures honestly not only disarms those in authority, it also gives you the chance to choose a new direction. Life is a journey full of challenges, and often, the greatest lessons come from where we least expect it, from our enemies. It may seem contradictory, but loving your enemies can be one of the most powerful strategies for personal growth. They are the first to expose your flaws, the ones you sometimes didn't even know existed. And instead of resenting or rebelling against this criticism, why not use it to your advantage? Admitting your faults is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is an act of courage and maturity. When you honestly acknowledge your mistakes, you not only surprise those who are ready to criticize you, but you also show that you have the ability to evolve. This recognition disarms your critics, who expect to see you react defensively. Instead, you open up a new possibility, a chance to choose a better path. Imagine the inner strength you develop by embracing your imperfections. Every criticism becomes an opportunity for growth, a chance to become an even better version of yourself. Your enemies, by trying to tear you down, are actually giving you the tools to build something more solid. With each exposed failure, you have the opportunity to learn, to adjust your route, to become stronger. Furthermore, when you admit your faults openly, you create an aura of authenticity around you. People begin to see you as someone trustworthy, someone who doesn't hide behind excuses or falsehoods. This kind of honesty generates respect even among those who initially saw you as an adversary. And in this process, you transform a possible confrontation into a constructive dialogue. Loving your enemies does not mean agreeing with them or passively accepting everything they say. It actually means using their energy to your advantage. Instead of letting criticism bring you down, you use it as leverage to climb even higher. This change of perspective gives you an immense advantage, because while your enemies try to destabilize you, you are absorbing what is useful and discarding what is not useful. Life is made of choices, and one of the most powerful ones you can make is not to let yourself be shaken by those who try to harm you. Instead, see these situations as opportunities for growth. By recognizing your flaws and using them to improve yourself, you not only disarm your critics, but you also put yourself in a position of control over your own life. And by doing so, you turn every criticism into a step toward success. So, the next time someone points out your flaws, don't react with anger or resentment. Take a deep breath, mentally thank you for the lesson, and move forward with more wisdom and strength. Remember, enemies can be our greatest teachers as long as we know how to learn from them. Loving your enemies is actually loving yourself enough to use every experience, good or bad, as fuel for growth. And this is one of the keys to a full and fulfilled life. Tip 2. The more time you spend dwelling on your misfortunes, the more power they have to harm you. Knowledge is the best investment you can make, as it yields the greatest rewards. Life is full of challenges and difficult moments, but how we deal with these misfortunes is what really defines our future. When you allow yourself to get caught up in adversity, reliving every painful detail, you give it enormous power over your life. The more time you dedicate to these negative thoughts, the more they grow, taking over your mind and affecting your actions. It's like watering weeds in a garden. The more you feed them, the more they choke out the flowers. On the other hand, investing your time and energy in knowledge is like planting seeds in fertile soil. Learning has a transformative power, capable of opening doors you didn't even know existed. When you dedicate yourself to acquiring new skills, better understanding the world around you, and expanding your mind, you are actually building a solid foundation for success. Knowledge, unlike worries, does not tie you to the past. It propels you into the future. Think of knowledge as a form of freedom. It gives you the tools you need to overcome any obstacle, to face the unknown with confidence. Instead of spending your hours reliving what went wrong, why not use this time to learn something new? Something that can get you out of that situation or prevent it from happening again. Knowledge is the safest investment you can make, because the fruits it yields are permanent and invaluable. While suffering ties you to what has already passed, knowledge projects you to what is to come. It allows you to see beyond the present moment of pain, showing you that there is a world full of possibilities waiting for you. With it, you not only survive the storms, but learn to navigate them masterfully. After all, the more you know, the more prepared you are to face challenges, and the less power misfortunes have over you. Every time you focus on learning instead of wallowing in regret, you are making a conscious choice to grow. You decide not to be a victim of circumstances, but rather the author of your own story. The time you spend investing in knowledge is never wasted. On the contrary, it is time best spent, as each new piece of information, each new skill, makes you stronger, more resilient. Therefore, instead of feeding your misfortunes with your attention, feed your mind with knowledge. Read, study, seek new perspectives, and see how your life begins to change. The wisdom you acquire along the way is what will give you the strength to turn any adversity into an opportunity. And by doing so, you not only minimize the impact of your misfortunes, but also multiply your chances of success. Remember, the more you feed problems with your attention, the more they grow. But when you choose to invest in knowledge, you are cultivating a future full of possibilities. The power to decide where to place your focus is in your hands. And by choosing the path of learning, you choose the path of freedom, growth, and true success. Tip 3. Always forgive your enemies, as nothing irritates them more than that. There is nothing worse than hardness of heart, except weakness of mind. You can never have too much wine, books, or ammunition. Forgiving your enemies may seem like an act of weakness, but it is actually a demonstration of strength that few can master. Imagine the power you have when you decide to let go of your grudges and move on, while those who tried to bring you down are left frustrated, unable to understand how you simply moved on. Forgiveness disarms, confuses, and, above all, frees. There is nothing more powerful than the peace of mind that comes when you are not burdened with hate or revenge. When you refuse to forgive, you are the one who really suffers. Resentment, like a stone in your shoe, prevents you from moving forward lightly, ties you to the past, and keeps the wounds open. But when you choose forgiveness, not only do you heal yourself, but you also rise above pettiness and anger, demonstrating that your mind is stronger than any attack you may have suffered. However, there is something even more important to be mentioned. Hardness of heart is, without a doubt, a terrible thing, but weakness of mind is what really destroys us. A hard heart can keep you firm in some situations, but a weak mind will prevent you from seeing beyond the moment, finding new solutions, and growing through adversity. Life is a constant battle, and we need to be armed not only with courage and strength, but also with the wisdom that comes from forgiveness and compassion. Just as it never hurts to have too much wine in your cellar, books on your shelf, or ammunition in your arsenal, it also never hurts to have a sharp mind and a heart willing to forgive. Wine gives us pleasure, books give us knowledge, and ammunition gives us security. Likewise, forgiveness gives us peace, wisdom guides us, and compassion strengthens us. These are the true weapons of a wise warrior, who knows how to choose his battles and win without having to fight. Therefore, when faced with enemies or situations that challenge you, remember, forgiveness is not about them, it is about you. It's about being strong enough not to let hate control your life, about being smart enough not to be a slave to negative emotions. Forgiving is an act of courage, and courage, as we all know, is the key to ensuring all the other virtues that really matter in life. So forgive whenever you can, because nothing irritates your enemies more than seeing you move forward, free and unshakable. Tip 4. Happy is he who expects nothing, for he will never be disappointed. To stay healthy, eat what you don't like, drink what you don't like, and do what you would prefer to avoid. True happiness can be found in expectations, or rather, the absence of them. When you don't expect anything, every small victory becomes a pleasant surprise, and disappointments simply don't have room to exist. He who learns to live without expecting anything from others, or even from life, discovers that peace lies in accepting the present moment. This is the key to avoiding the chains of frustration that so often bind us and make us suffer. But the secret to a fulfilling life isn't just moderate expectations. Maintaining health, both physical and mental, requires discipline that often leads us to make difficult choices. Eating what we don't like, drinking what we don't like, and doing what we would prefer to avoid are, in fact, small sacrifices that, when added together, bring great rewards. It is in this discomfort that we find true strength and the ability to overcome challenges. Life, in its essence, is a balance between pleasure and discipline. Those who seek only immediate pleasure, without the necessary discipline, end up sacrificing their health and, eventually, their happiness. On the other hand, those who understand the importance of making difficult choices for long-term well-being reap the rewards of a healthier and more balanced life. It's not about living in constant deprivation, but about finding a point of harmony where the body and mind can thrive. Imagine, then, the freedom that comes from letting go of expectations and adopting a lifestyle where discipline is a guide and not a burden. When you allow yourself to live with less expectation and more conscious action, you discover that true satisfaction comes from within. Frustration loses its strength, and pleasant surprises become even sweeter. You learn to value each achievement, no matter how small, and to accept each setback as a lesson, not as a defeat. Living without exaggerated expectations does not mean resignation, but rather an attitude of openness to what life has to offer. It's accepting that not everything will be under our control, but that we can always control how we react to circumstances. And it is exactly this attitude that allows us to maintain health, not only of the body, but also of the mind and spirit. After all, happiness is not a destination, but a journey made of conscious and sometimes uncomfortable choices. Eating what we don't like, drinking what we dislike, and tackling tasks we would rather avoid are ultimately acts of self-care. It is these decisions that shape our character and prepare us to face what life has in store for us without fear or disappointment. So adopt this perspective in your life. Lower your expectations, maintain discipline, and, above all, appreciate the small victories that come when you least expect them. For ultimately, it is in this simplicity that true happiness and lasting health lies. Tip 5. The reason many people don't get ahead in life is that when opportunity knocks, they are in the backyard looking for a four-leaf clover. If they ask you if you can do something, answer with confidence and then figure out how to do it. Have you ever wondered why so many people never move, even when they seem so close to something big? The truth is that many people don't advance in life because when opportunity knocks, they are too busy looking for something magical, something that doesn't exist, like a four-leaf clover in the backyard. Instead of recognizing and seizing the chance that is right in front of them, they prefer to get lost in distractions and fantasies. It is this tireless search for the lucky break that makes many miss the chance to really achieve something. When someone asks you if you can do something, the answer should always be a confident, "Yes, of course I can." It doesn't matter if you have no idea how to do it. The secret is to have the courage to commit first and then figure out how to accomplish the task. It is in this process of discovery that you learn, grow, and become a more capable and confident person. This proactive attitude not only impresses, but also opens doors that you never imagined would be available to you. Opportunities in life are not always obvious, but they are there, waiting to be discovered. And these opportunities don't usually come wrapped like gifts. They are often disguised as challenges, seemingly impossible tasks, or even uncomfortable situations. But it's exactly in these moments that you have the chance to prove to yourself what you're truly capable of. Life is full of moments when hesitation can be your biggest enemy. While many are paralyzed by the fear of failing or the insecurity of not knowing how to do something, those who dare to say yes without blinking are the ones who really make a difference. Success is not about knowing everything in advance, but rather about the courage to accept the unknown and work with what you have where you are. So, the next time life challenges you, don't waste time looking for miracle solutions or waiting for the perfect moment. Say yes, and dive in headfirst. The path may not be easy, but the reward of overcoming the challenge and achieving something new is incomparable. Don't let the search for the perfect paralyze you. The important thing is to start, even if you don't have all the answers. After all, it is along the way that great discoveries happen. Did you like the video? Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos, and in the same way you strengthen us. Big hug.